Welcome back. Today I'll be going over Apex Legends Season 24 patch notes. This way you don't have to. Let's get right into it. Starting off with Ashe's buffs. Her arc snare and phase breach will be more effective and reliable. Her ult travels farther, travels faster, and the endpoint detection is improved. And last but not least, one of the most important changes, her new passive, Predator's Pursuit. This grants her omnidirectional short-range dash, enabling her to close the gap on a tethered target or evade swiftly in a close quarters skirmish. Now on to Ballistic's buffs. His extra charge and sling leveling are now integrated into his base kit. A new level 3 upgrade allows him to double his Whistler charges, opening up his utility and crowd control potential immensely. Tempest, which is his ult, now grants a speed bonus. And you can now carry crate weapons in his sling, which can spool with infinite ammo when Tempest is active. Watch every team run a Ballistic. This shit's gonna be crazy. Now, Assault class perks. These are perks that allow you to worry less about weapon economy, bring more explosive power to the table, and give the combat edge to capitalize on one of the core moments in any combat encounter, the shield break. The first new perk will be Combat Reserve. Carry extra ammo per ammo stack. Have 2 new grenade-only slots in your inventory. Retain access to red extended supply bins. Now for the second perk, Stowed Reload. Stowed weapons automatically reload after 2 seconds. And for the last new perk for the assault classes, Battle Surge. Breaking an enemy's shield grants a speed burst, fast reloads, and highlights the target enemy for 4 seconds. So this is pretty much Ballistic's old ult. All of the assault class characters get it. Let's go over the muzzle flash changes for season 24. All weapons in the game had their first person muzzle flashes updated. There will be 95% less visual noise over the line of sight, sparks, smoke, glows, etc. Noise/visuals are kept below the line of sight. Reduced size of muzzle flashes. Optimized particle count. Cleaned noise from shell ejects. Cleaned lingering elements like smoke, sparks, etc. Light toned down to avoid flickering on weapons and environment models. Here's an example. Now for the balance updates. The R99 returns back to the floor while the Peacekeeper goes into the care package. The gold weapons for this season will be the R99, the Alternator, the Wingman, 30/30, and last but not least, the Rampage. The max level you can get your armor to is no longer red. It will only be level 3, which is purple. The required points to reach a level 3 Evo was now increased to 1700 from the previous 1350. Red armor was taken out according to the devs because, excuse my language, it encouraged bitch-ass activities, which included farming damage and just avoiding fights in general. On to the gameplay updates. We have arsenal stations coming to the game, which is something that's new. These stations provide easy access to ammo and weapons of your choice. There will be stations across every POI on every map with fixed locations. The ammo type provided will be randomized each match. Equipped with an enhancing terminal that upgrades one weapon matching the ammo type per arsenal. Enhancing grants an upgraded attachment and provides an optic if one is missing. Next up is healing. Cells now take 2.5 seconds to complete. It was 3 seconds. Syringes now take 4 seconds. It previously was 5 seconds. Players now start with 4 syringes and 4 cells. It used to be 2 syringes and 2 cells. And lastly, battery and medkit spawn rates have increased. Now for helmets, white, blue, and purple helmets have been removed from the game. Gold helmets were reworked into gold armor upgrade helmets. Offers improved minor healing perk that doubles the output of cells and syringes. I guess it's similar to season 1 gold armor. It will set the player's armor to 100 regardless of its level. Leveling still required to unlock legend upgrades, but no longer affects armor while equipped. There will be no headshot damage reduction. There's a chance that the gold helmet will appear in the gold bins after the bin reset. There will be a new mythic armor upgrade helmet. It sets players' armor to 125 regardless of level. Leveling is still required to unlock legend upgrades, but no longer affects armor while this item is equipped. Red helmets offer no headshot damage reduction. It will appear in mythic bins and late game care packages. Knockdown state has been changed. They significantly increase crawl speed while knocked, with and without knockdown shield raised. You will now be able to see all POI names when you drop out of the dropship, similar to how it was in Call of Duty and Warzone. Now let's get to some ammo and attachment changes. For hop-ups, hammer points have been removed. Gold magazines time to reload while stow decreased to 2 seconds, previously was 5 seconds. For optics, the 1x hollow has been removed. Replicator reduced the amount of ammo to 1 stack per weapon, was previously 2 stacks. On to the weapon changes, starting with the ARs. The Havoc rifle will still be inside of the care package. Damage was increased to 21 from 18. Headshot damage is now 27. Beam shot damage was increased to 70. It was 53. Beam shot headshot damage, not gonna lie, that sounds mad funny, is now 105. The Hemlock's damage was increased to 20 from 19. Headshot damage is now 26. Nemesis damage increased to 17, it was 16. Its headshot damage is now 22. The R3's damage increased to 14, it was 13. Its headshot damage is now 18. The Flatline's damage increased to 19, it was 18. Its headshot damage is now 25. Now for LMGs, the Devotion's damage was increased to 16, it was 15. Its headshot damage is now 20. The L-Star's damage increased to 20, it was 18. Its headshot damage is now 25, similar to the Flatline. The Spitfire's damage increased to 21, it was 19. Its headshot is now 26. Last up for the LMGs, the Rampage's damage increased to 30, it was 26. Its headshot damage is now a whopping 38, it's crazy. On to the Marksman rifles. The 30-30's damage before its charge has been increased to 43, it previously was 39. Its headshot damage before charge is 69. Its fully charged damage increased to 58, it was 53. Its fully charged headshot damage is now 93. Looks like the bow check will remain inside of the care package this season. Its damage increased to 75, it was 70. Headshot damage is now 120. The fire rate was slightly reduced. They removed Deadeye's tempo passes, and the Shatter Cap pellets have been moved to 13, it was 12. The G-Scout's damage was increased to 35, it was 33. Headshot damage is now 56. The fire rate was slightly reduced, and the projectile size has been slightly increased at long range. The Triple Take's damage per bullet increased to 22, it was 21. Headshot damage is now 105 with all bullets, and the projectile size has been slightly increased at longer ranges. Now onto the pistols. The P2020's damage increased to 24, it was 21, and its headshot damage is now 30. The RE45's damage increased to 13, it was 14, and its headshot damage is now 30. The Wingman increased to 48, it was 45. Its headshot damage increased to 72. The base magazine size was reduced to 5 from 6. They brought back magazines for the Wingman, with the white magazine holding 6 bullets, blue magazine holding 7 bullets, and the purple and gold magazine holding 8 bullets. On to the submachine guns. The Alternator's damage increased to 18, it was 16, and its headshot damage is now 22. The Car's damage increased to 14, it was 13. Its headshot damage is now 17, and now the Car takes a laser sight attachment. The Prowler's damage increased to 15, it was 16, and its headshot damage is now 19. The R99 is now back to being floor loot. The damage was decreased from 14 to 13, only because it was a care package weapon, so it was already OP, so they had to decrease it a little bit. Headshot damage is now 16. It no longer has damage fall off. Its ADS strafe speed is now normalized, just like the other submachine guns. When it's equipped, it no longer eliminates movement penalty, and the recoil for the R99 was increased. The Volt's damage was increased to 16, it was 15, and its headshot damage is now 19. Now onto the shotguns. The EVA 8's damage increased to 8 from 7. And the EVA 8 no longer deals increased headshot damage. The Mastiff's damage per pellet increased to 16 from 14. The Mastiff no longer deals increased headshot damage. The Mozambique's damage per pellet increased to 16 from 15. Headshot damage for the Mozams is now 60. The Peacekeeper is no longer floor loot, it's inside the care package now. The damage per pellet increased to 12 from 9. Headshot damage is now 135. Choke speed was significantly increased. The fully choked blast pattern is now significantly tighter than it was before. Pellets pierce, dealing 50% damage after the first enemy hit. Now onto the sniper rifles. We have the charge rifle, and its base damage is unchanged. Headshot damage at minimal distance is 135. Headshot damage at maximum distance is 198. Auto fire headshot damage is now 101 at minimum distance. Auto fire headshot damage is now 149 at maximum distance. And limb damage was reduced to 70% from 90%. The Kraber's damage was increased to 150 from 140, and its headshot damage is 210. For the longbow, the base damage is unchanged, it's the same. Headshot damage is now 108, and limb damage was reduced to 70 from 80%. And last for the weapons, the Sentinel. Its base damage is the same, it's unchanged. Headshot damage is 126. Limb damage was reduced to 70% from 90%. And they removed Deadeye's Tempo's passive. We somewhat went over the Assault class perks earlier, now we're going to go over the Support class perks. And they only have one. Heal Expert removed. Support legends no longer heal double with small meds or have increased movement speed while healing. Now to go over Ash a little bit more in depth. She has the new perk Predator's Pursuit. They also removed the ability to scan death boxes to reveal killers, but they'll still show on the mini-map and map with info on how they recently died. And for the Predator's Pursuit, press the jump key while in the air to perform a dash. Arc snares tether plants at location of projectile on impact rather than the hit player's location. Tether is now slightly harder to break and no longer gets instantly broken by some abilities. Her phase breach range increased to 100 meters. Travel time was reduced. Improved reliability of placement. They removed 1 frame delay on placement preview and now has visual effects to show max range when it's in placement mode. On to her level 2 upgrades. Murder Machine was removed. 1 minute to live was removed. They added Greedy Snare, moved to level 2. And a new one, which is Dual Breach, adds additional ult charge. And for her level 3 upgrade, you have New Ghost in the Machine, adds additional dash charge. Now to go over Ballistic a little bit more in depth. His sling now upgrades with level by default. Now you can carry crate weapons and they will gain infinite ammo with the ult. His Whistler tack now has 2 charges. Overheat reaction time increased to 12 seconds. It was 1.2 seconds. It was 1 second. And his smart bullet on the ground damage increased to 20. It was 10. This damage is now equal to the direct hit. Tempest squad gains a speed boost when empowered by ult. Now for his level 2 upgrades, Slingshot was removed, integrated into his base kit. His new upgrade is now Killing Time, increases duration of ult by 15 seconds. And for his level 3 upgrades, Extra Bullets doubles the number of tack charges. It was +1 charge. And then Quiet Time. Overheat now also silences enemies for 6 seconds. For Crypto, his EMP once again destroys Gibby's Dome of Protection, which is needed. I feel Gibby is OP. And for Loba, her ult is back to starting at 50% charge instead of 100%. And last but not least, Mad Maggie's Wrecking Ball once again destroys Gibraltar's Dome of Protection. and will now destroy Newcastle's mobile shield as well. For some other legend changes, Alter, Ash, and Wraith. Void Vision no longer applies on enemy portals, which is enemy highlighting. Lifeline crashing will no longer occur when gliding or using her Doc Hill drone. Gliding will no longer occasionally lower performance, and Pathfinder's grapple can once again attach to her Doc Halo. For Mirage, they fixed a crash that could occur when using Mirage's ult near gravity cannons. Honestly, that never happened to me, so I don't know what that's about. And Lifeline's Doc now cloaks properly to prevent revealing Mirage. Newcastle's ult is no longer cancelled by Ash's snare. For Revenant, they resolved a rare crash that could occur when pouncing. Shadow Pounce now plays leap audio when spectating a Revenant. They fixed Watson's upgrade that was allowing the placement of 2 interception pylons. Valkyrie's tack now working inside of Doc Halo and near Dome of Protection edges. And Vantage's sprinting is no longer available while using ult accelerants. And everything else is quality of life fixes, bug fixes, game mode fixes, game mode changes. I'll leave a link in the description below if you guys want to go and look at those specific things for yourself. Other than that, I just went over the most important things